What up, what up? It's Tony, aka Shay, coming back at you with YORUBADE. If you haven't looked at my other videos on my channel, definitely check them out. All my content is focused around just intellectual conversations about solutions in Nigeria. Eventually is going to lead to West Africa and other, just other countries that could benefit from some solution and ideas for us in the diaspora to implement. But yeah, definitely look at my other content. Like, subscribe. If you find the videos relevant to whatever quest you're on, whatever journey you're on, whatever your purpose is in life. And also check out my two websites. So I have one focus on what I'm doing with this channel. So it's just an extension of what I've been doing, just in written form. So if you like to read, definitely check that out. So that's yorubade.com, YORUBADE.com. And then the second one is called Keep Along Wellness, and it's basically focused on wellness of your body, mind, and soul. So I just try to, just give tips as far as what I do to make sure I'm my best self. So taking care of my body, nutrition, exercise, and also just my spiritual walk, mental health. All this stuff is in that website. So yeah, definitely check those two out. I'll leave a pinned comment, so you have the link right there. If you're having issues with your dating life, I did write a book, a quick book that talks about just tips to look for when you're dating. Instead of making the same mistake as everyone else, you can start. You can just get some strategic points to use to evaluate someone's character pretty fast, and it will let you know if someone is for real or just a waste of your time. So you can check that out as well. That'll either be in the description of this video, or maybe I'll put it in the pinned comment, maybe both. So just check those out. So I remember while it was a time I was doing inspections for this one Indian guy, and I think a lot of us know that Indians tend to be mostly business owners. A lot of them are in business here in the States. So I had an opportunity to do some inspections for this one Indian guy, and he owned a couple of rental apartments, and then a liquor store, and he had, I think, a barbershop and some other. He had some other commercial property. Like, he was showing me as we was going to all the different places. So I mean, this dude was definitely in it. And I remember he was telling me about what he does, basically how his community looks out for each other when they first come into America. So what he said was he will get his business, and so let's just say, so he mentioned a liquor store. So he said he'll get his business, get the liquor store, have that up and running, then he'll get another building. So he will buy another one, so he used the cash from the first property and invested it in the second property, and have the commercial and the residential both working. So when other Indians come over, he would just say, hey, look, don't worry about finding a job. I got a business right here, and make sure to put this ATM machine in it as well, because he was telling me ATM machines do extremely well. Like, it's very profitable. I didn't even know. So he was just telling me, like, yeah, what he would do, he was telling me he had like 10 ATM machines, and he will tell him, okay, just put it in the business that I give you, set it up, you'll be cash flowing, you'll be doing your thing, and it just continues. So everyone that, at least in his circle, everyone that comes from India, they go over to him. He'll hook them up, not with a job, but a business. So basically, I guess, someone like a franchise, and they're starting like at the top, and then they build that wealth. They can get their house. If they have children, they easily send their children to tutoring classes, and then good high colleges, and I mean, it just keeps on going, going. I'm sure they have like a group bank where they just put their monies together, and if they want to invest in some property, real estate, whatever, they probably just take it out of there. I know Koreans do that for sure in their area, in their neighborhoods. They definitely invest. They pull their money together and invest together. So it's a big power move. But just hearing the Indian guy, how he was just talking about all the business ventures. He was also telling me about how he makes custom watches and sets. So he actually showed me one of the sets where he'll have like a manufacturer in China or India that will make the watches or whatever. Put in, depending on how much quality you want, you just pay extra for it, and they'll like put the watch together, make the set, and then he'll sell it on eBay for like $100 when it took him I think like $20, something crazy like that. So he was showing me that, how he does that, and then there was another business that he was doing. But I mean, this dude was a serial entrepreneur, and then I liked the fact that he was putting on. He put his friends and family on, the ones that was coming from India. He put them on, and so what I feel us, you know, us in the diaspora should do, especially I'm talking to Nigerians more so, and you know, I'm focused on West Africa, but anyone can take this information. But I'm talking to you all, West Africans in the diaspora. I believe it's to the point where just saying that you have a college degree is not enough. Like that's like basic. That's like standard. Like that's what you're supposed to do, really, because we all have it. I mean, it's like it's to the point where it's like a commodity. It's not to knock the sacrifice that you made to get it. I'm not saying it's useless completely. I mean, I have two, so engineering and physics. So yeah, I mean, I've done it every you know, I've been in there, but I think if we really want to elevate our own status, separate from the white community, we have to get into the mindset of doing business, and not just like just typical LLC, small, you know, businesses like that. Like that's cool as a starter, but we have to learn how to scale up and have corporations, so we can start expanding, we can start having franchises, and we can just keep it going, so that when Nigerians come from Nigeria or other West Africans come over here, they don't have to be doing groundwork shit. Like nah, like no. Call this number, and this dude or this woman will hook you up with this business. You know, you can't mess it up. Basically, take these. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, so that we're not all starting at the bottom. We can scale up, and then we can teach that to our children, and you know, it gets to the point where we don't necessarily need to rely on degrees to be successful, or to think that's just success. Like, yeah, it's cool if you want to go that route, but we also know how to educate ourselves. And then, of course, when it comes to the finances, the financial part, we know how we have our financial base right there. And, you know, money is power. So we're working on that. We're working on control. We're working on ownership. And then we can take that. Now we can start investing as a block, just like the Koreans be doing it. We can say, you know what, let's pull all our resources together. You got a project in somewhere in West Africa or whatever. Maybe it's for ECOWAS to say, hey, look, we're investors. You know, we have a particular interest in this region. You know, you want to work with us? Maybe we can make something pop, and you don't have to worry about Asians, Arabs, Indians doing it for you. Like, no, we're here, we got the money, we got the expertise, and maybe we can get something going from that. So that's just something this one Indian guy told me. I know he's a millionaire just from all the properties that I was going towards, and he just gave me that advice, and I was like, shoot, man, I gotta share this. Like, it's definitely, I mean, it blew my mind what he was showing me and what he was telling me what he does and his culture, and I was just like, yo, I had to give him the props. So I'll catch you in the next video.